Here's a quick concept check for us on market and sector correlation. What that means is we want to know if the stock or the other instruments where, of course, we are choosing to trade actually correlate with market movements and trends. So I've got a chart of BSX here, again, from the recent stock report. And I would like to know if it is highly correlated with the rest of the market. So here's a chart of the XLV, which is the healthcare sector, and Boston Scientific falls in the healthcare sector. And so we see Boston Scientific in a nice little uptrend and hopefully establishing a new high soon. And we look over here at the XLV. It's also very bullish, and it looks like it's breaking out here. And I'll notice some similarities in the chart where both charts, came down and went up. And again, I'll change charts, and I have new charts, slightly different time scale here, but same thing. It came down and then it went up. So we can see that general correlation. And of course, I could cross-reference that to the whole S&P, and we could look at the SP Y on the spider, for example, and we could say, okay, well, we had a recent pull down and run up, and so we do see some similarities on the charts. There's a nifty little indicator inside of a lot of trading softwares like Thinkorswim. And I'm going to show you one inside of this Thinkorswim program called a correlation indicator. So I'm opening up a correlation indicator and I'm adding it to my chart here. And as I put this correlation indicator on the chart, let me get that on there, boom, add to chart. I'm going to start out and it's measuring it against the S&P index. So it's basically using a 10-day tracking and correlating it to the S&P. I'm going to apply that to the chart. And this is a real simple indicator. If it moves with the market and moves, kind of tit for tat with the whatever you measure it against, it'll measure at 1, and that'll be +1, meaning a positive correlation. It goes the same direction. If we are at 0, there's no correlation, and if it goes negative, that means it's running opposite the market. And if it gets down to -1, that means it's a negatively correlated instrument. And I'm going to put my crosshair here at 0. And I want you to notice how the data is primarily above 0, indicating a positive correlation. Again, currently it's showing a positive 0.69, so it's highly correlated with the broad market. Now I'm going to go ahead and edit that indicator. And I'm going to edit the indicator. And I'm going to change it from the SPX to the XLV, which is the healthcare sector ETF. And you can measure whatever you want to correlate against. And I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. I'm going to apply that to the chart. And now what we're looking at is a correlation to the healthcare sector. And you'll notice that the 0 on this graph is much lower, and it hasn't really gone negative. This is really positively correlated with the sector. And that's, of course, what we like to see. And again, positive correlation just simply means that the stock runs on average in the same direction as its sector. And we like to see positive correlations with the sector as well as the broad market to help us, again, improve the odds of trading with the trend, trading with current market conditions, and making more money and reducing our risk when we use these step methods and we use these types of systems and little tricks of the trade to help us, again, improve those odds.